Okay, so this whole LeBron and Stephen A thing is getting out of control, and it's not even 24 hours yet. When LeBron and Steve, had that little argument at the basketball game, I thought for the most part it would be over, but apparently it's not. So we're gonna play this clip by Dreamers Pro Show. Shout out to Dreamers Pro, and he'll give a breakdown of it. But I ain't gonna lie to you, this is getting a little ugly out here.
So what we want to do now is want to play exactly what Stephen A. Smith had to say in response to LeBron's comments on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN. And then we're going to come back and really get into this. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
But don't the truth matter? Because there's one person in this ordeal that's telling the truth, and it's me. I don't lie to y'all. His ass lies a lot. And there's a lot of shady stuff that he does. And one of the things is his passive aggressiveness and the two-facedness and smile in your face and dig you behind the back. I happen to know that about him, which is why I don't like him. And he don't like me. But it doesn't stop me from being fair and calling it like I see it. We ain't exchanging Christmas gifts. We ain't having Thanksgiving dinner together. What you bring your son up in there for? What you bring your family up in there before? You gonna go on Pat McAfee show, talk about you gonna protect your house. What you talking about? Your son ain't at the house. He's at crypto.com arena. We ain't covering him in Brentwood. We covering him in downtown LA at the crypto.com arena.
Oh man! Basically, what Stephen A. is saying is like, yo, like you're talking about protecting your household, but bro, like your son's a grown ass man now. He's in the NBA. You can't hold his hand forever. That's basically what Stephen A. is saying. And I mean, yeah, he's right. I'm sorry. I mean, listen. I mean, I like LeBron. Listen, LeBron is the best player in this era. Listen, I'm young. I'm still in my 20s. So I've seen LeBron through his whole career. You know what I mean? So I'm a LeBron supporter, but at the same time, I gotta call a spade a spade. You can't keep protecting Bronny from the world.
Where you put him. Now I happen to believe that he's going to be ready. I think Bronny's going to be an NBA player. I believe in the kid personally. But LeBron did this. Now, to get to he and I, LeBron is one of those dudes who believes he's up here. And folks, particularly in the media, are down here. There are exceptions, in moments that he needs others. But that's who he is. Cool. LeBron has a show called The Shop. Once upon a time, Rich Pauls, the Maverick Carters came up to me, gotta have you on. I said, simple and plain, no problem. Only on one condition. Two conditions, I'm sorry. LeBron must be there because there are times where the shop was aired that LeBron wasn't in attendance. I said, I show up, LeBron has to be there. Number one. And number two, no editing. Don't edit Cliff Note stuff, clip things, cut it out. Nah. Let the public see. I know if I told him to come on First Take, he ain't gonna want to do that because he views that as benefiting me. I know that if I wanted him to come on this podcast, he viewed that as benefiting me. Ladies and gentlemen, I offered to come on the spot. Name the time and place and I'll show up. By my damn self. I was never taken up on that offer. Because you see, it's real easy to talk that talk like you got all the facts when I'm not there to respond. It's another thing entirely. If I'm there to refute all the shit coming out your mouth.
Nah, I'm sorry, man. Stephen A. got a point if that's true, though. And now, if what Stephen A. is saying is true, because the thing is, we see this a lot at school or at work where someone will put out a claim against you, right? They'll say that you did something, but you're not even there to defend yourself. That's a problem with society today. We got a lot of cowards making up stories and the person that they're talking about is not even there to defend themselves. And that is kind of corny. I mean, if you're so tough like you say you are, then say it when the person is right there. I could agree with that. So yeah, now Steve's not wrong about that if what he's saying is true.
But if he wanted, I wish he had the shop. I wish he invited me on. Not my platform, his platform. You can't defend the stuff that he's done. You have no idea, but he knows I know. We want to go there, let's go there. Slithering and just threw stuff and always with the two-faced nonsense. Y'all don't know the half. Y'all don't know. So when he went on Pat McAfee's show earlier today, it was no surprise. The show that comes on after First Take. The show that stars me. I know that you got a new podcast coming out with Steve Nash. No surprise there. JJ Redick, Steve Nash. No surprise. Wasn't it LeBron James, the NBA in the play-in tournament? Wasn't it LeBron James that showed up and notified the NBA at the last minute that he wasn't going to be participating in NBA All-Star Weekend? I don't know whether it was because he didn't like its new format or not.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he did say that he wasn't going to participate in the All-Star game at the last minute. Yeah, I thought that was whack because it's like LeBron, like if you know you're not going to play, why can't someone else get the shine and get a roster spot so they can make an All-Star appearance? Yeah, so Steve got a point. That was kind of corny in my opinion.
Wasn't it LeBron James who were reportedly sitting in the locker room with players and Dr. J and Larry Bird talked to the players about playing hard and giving the fans what they want to see and how important All-Star Weekend was? And the NBA thought that the players really, really had bought in, and LeBron James gave the players a side eye, and then all of a sudden they went out and allowed almost 100 points to be scored All-Star game before this one just passed in 2025. Wasn't that LeBron? I told y'all when he took his talents to South Beach, ain't nobody gonna say I had a complaint about that. My complaint was about Kevin Durant going to Golden State after being up 3-1, losing the series to them, and then joining them a month later.
Oh, yeah, that was the weakest move I've ever seen. Yeah, that KD move to Golden State. Yeah, no one, listen, KD will always have my respect as a scorer, but as a champion, that's debatable in my eyes.
But we've been past that. We've been over that. And I wish Kevin Durant nothing but the best. Clownish comments about me and all. But LeBron James, I certainly never had a problem with LeBron James going to Miami. Nothing's more special than South Beach. And that brother had me at South Beach 4 consecutive Junes. I was grateful to LeBron James. I wasn't mad. But when he decided to take his talents to South Beach and did so without showing the decorum and respect of at least giving Dan Gilbert a heads up that was what he was going to do, because he decided to, run an event essentially with Jim Gray sitting down. And he talked about generating over $2.5 million for a worthy.
At one point, I had LeBron as my 4th greatest player of all time. But I removed him out of my top 5 because of his antics. Especially with the one surrounding Bron, I removed him out of my top 5. And when I sat back and thought about reconsidering, Sports and Fitness Rants was like, nah, bro, you're on the right track. And he made some good points. But LeBron is playing a dangerous game. It's something I said in the past. Turor brought it up today, but I'm going to reiterate what he said. LeBron is turning enemies. He's turning all of these guys into enemies. Stephen A. Smith, Brian Windhorst, Charles Barkley, and all of these guys. Now, it is important that I say this.
That's a whole fact. And that's my biggest fear about what LeBron's doing to himself. Because, yeah, I understand you don't like Stephen A. I get it. You don't have to like Stephen A. But whether you like him or not, Steve got arguably a top 2 voice in all the sports. Arguably number 1. I don't know if you making an enemy out of Stephen A. is a good idea, because as long as Stephen A. keeps his health up, he could talk sports for the next 20 years. And LeBron doesn't have no more than 5 years left to play, and he's already 40. So I don't know, man. When you make too many enemies, man, things get a lot tougher for you.
There are known clutch sports plants in sports. There are known guys that do this. There's some that we know, and there's some that I know that some of y'all don't know. There are known clutch sports agents out there that are working to promote this gospel that is LeBron James. But I think he's making a mistake going at the big dogs. And I think if he's not careful, he's going to pay a price for it. Not now, but when he retires. We're going to get to that in a later show. But Steve.
Yeah, because the thing is that sometimes, see, the thing with LeBron, though, and this happens to a lot of public figures or big-time celebrities, they get so big, their status increases, money increases, and they think they can basically do damn near whatever they want. You see what happened to Diddy. Like sometimes, man, you can get away for things for a while, but at the end of the day, karma has no time limit. And, LeBron has been up for a long time. He's been up ever since he was 15, 16. He's been the face of America, damn near. I mean, not the face of America, but one of the faces in basketball. That's what I meant to say. He's been one of the big-time faces of basketball ever since he was in high school. So sometimes your ego is going to be inflated if you think about it. That's just what it is. So he thinks in his mind, man, I got me making more enemies. What's new? I'm LeBron. I can overcome it. Yeah, not really. When you have a lot of enemies, it does stress you out to the point where it's to your own detriment,
Stephen A. Smith called LeBron a two-faced phony that has NBA fans fooled. He got a lot of y'all fooled. Here's the crazy thing. Everybody thinks Kobe is this, Kobe's cantankerous, he was mercurial, he was this, he was that, everybody knows the good and bad about Kobe. Nobody knows the good and bad about LeBron. Do you know it? Everybody knows the good and bad about Michael Jordan. They'll tell you it in the comments. Oh, Jordan was this, he was that, he did this, he did that. They brought up his father, thing with Kobe, this and this, he cheated on his wife and all that. But with the stuff with LeBron, nobody knows.
That is a good point, man. No one knows any of that stuff about LeBron. Yeah, no one knows about that. But listen, man, I'm gonna end the video right here. Check out Dreamers Pro's channel and I'm gonna tag them in the title. But listen, man, LeBron does a good job of having a good, clean image. That's why it will be in his best interest to not make all these damn enemies. And Steve is not the enemy you want. And the reason why is because his voice is too huge on ESPN, and on top of that, he just signed the contract for another 5 years. So now you got him talking bad about you, and he's willing to drop every ounce of receipts that he can. I don't know, but let's see how this plays out. I'll see y'all later.